everybody! I'm going to share a special gift with all of you, but I'm also going to teach you some things too, so you can share a special gift with yourself anytime you want to. And it has to do with dissolving negative energetic attachments. So how do you get a negative energetic attachment in the first place? A lot of people are concerned about negative entities and parasitic beings feeding off of us, and we want to dissolve those immediately. Well, what attracts those beings? Your negative energetic attachments to other things, which becomes your life lessons. So we become energetically attached to our life lessons. That's why there are lessons. And we have to work through it one day at a time, patiently, trying to figure out what is the problem. Here is the problem. How do I solve it? How do I make it go away so I can finally do something else? Sometimes you actually have to go down the tunnel of problem, life's challenges. It's the tunnel of love, self-discovery, soul growth and development. It's warm and fuzzy, right? All right. And negative energetic attachments. It's really easy to get tuned into what hurts, tuned into what we want to go away, tuned into what isn't right in this world. It could be an individual life challenge. It could be the bigger picture of the planet today. I mean, I guarantee you can come up with 5 things that trigger you emotionally, that make you angry even, that you don't even want to go there about it because it's too vulnerable and there's really no solution. You just have to accept it. You just have to live with it. That's negative energetic attachments. Because really, we're here to experience being human. We're here to experience our emotions. So for us to have negativity in our life is actually pretty normal in such a chaotic world. But you don't have to feel like your feet, like there is a thread of energetic connection that you're having to live with it. All you have to do is simply acknowledge it. And once it's acknowledged, you can kind of energetically come to peace with it for the time being until it might come back again, okay? And just you have to work through it day after day after day. We all love Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is here to support us in growth, empowerment. We all want energetic protection. I have a different relationship with the concept of energetic protection because I know I'm already energetically protected, and everything I experience in my life is part of my learning. So I don't want to be protected from my learning. That's absurd. Make the pain stop. You make the pain stop. You're attracting it. You're making choices that are attracting the lesson. The lesson is good for you. So how do you work with acceptance of your life experiences? How do you work through your life experiences? How do you make it not want to go away, but just come to kind of a nirvana or acceptance or a growth with it? Where it's not the only thing you see or the only thing that you want to avoid that still lingers there in a festering deep pocket inside yourself somewhere. Okay, enough talking. So I've been doing this for a while, but I've been doing it a lot more recently, and I'm going to just explain what my style is. And then I'm going to just close my eyes and relax and connect with Archangel Michael, and we'll just see what comes forward with that, because I want to empower you. I want to talk a little bit about this, show you some techniques that I do in my own life, but also I want to give us the comfort and the energetic connection with Archangel Michael, which really fills us all with light and remembrance of the love that is always here with us and supporting us through these difficult times, okay? All right. So I'm just pausing for a moment. All right. Something that I do every single day, multiple times a day, is I will relax and I'll make sure that my soul energy is back in my body. I'm very energetically sensitive, and I have a way of projecting my soul forward, is what it feels like, forward and up. And I want to make sure that I'm completely immersed in my own body. So how I do that is I just simply relax, and I send my brain, I send my thoughts, I send my mind into my toes and my feet. So all it is feeling your feet, but being present with your feet. So just be present with your feet for a moment, okay? Whether you're energy sensitive or not, you're doing it. Now be present with your ankles. Be present with your legs. Be present with your hips. Be present with your torso. Be present with your shoulders. Be present with your arms and your hands. Be present with your throat. Be present with your face. Be present with what is above and below, in front and back. Be present with what is within you. Be present with yourself. Life has a way of pushing us out of our body. Sometimes when we're avoiding life, we actually leave our body. We'll still have a connection with it, but we're projected out. There's so much trauma that we experience on a day-to-day basis here. We have to be present with ourselves. That's actually how we transmute trauma energy. That's how we transmute negative energy attachments. That's how we choose to feel safe as a human being here. And that's when we're strongest. Not when our soul is half out of our body, but our soul is fully immersed in it, okay? Now I do that. And I'll feel my heart, okay? I go to my heart oftentimes first. And I use my pretend hands, which are actually energy hands. They're not pretend, they're actually real. But I'm using the word pretend because it'll help you understand how to become psychic. Just start with the word pretend and your ego will step out of the way. And now you can pretend to touch energy related to your heart, okay? And your heart has strings. That's how I feel it, like harp strings. And don't worry if you can't feel harp strings. Don't worry if you can't feel anything at all. Just choose to experience, all right? Choose to be present in your heart. And all you have to do to be present in your heart is just like being present in your feet. Just be aware that your feet exist. Be aware that your heart exists. And your heart is a space. So I'm going to choose to touch one of the energetic strings in my heart. This energetic string is representative of something I'm vulnerable about right now. So I'll go through every energetic string until I've released, and then I don't find any more strings. Now I can do this 10 hours later, and now I'm finding strings again. Because life is just a constant circulation of trigger switches, okay? But this is how you truly start to enjoy living, okay? You know, it's crazy. My son was telling me that his teacher said that when you get older, every day you're going to not feel happy. Like, well, it's kind of true. I mean, you see all these smiling faces on TV and commercials, but the reality is life is hard and you have to think positively. And sometimes when you think positively, you're kind of ignoring what's going on beneath the surface. It almost becomes like a layer of falsehood. So you have to return to your body. You have to feel out what you're going through and then just transmute it. Not necessarily just let it go, but transmute it. Be aware of it, love it for as it is, and then feel that you don't have that connection anymore. And you start to feel bright inside again. And everything is actually okay. And when you can feel everything is okay, you actually feel tuned into an enrichment in life so that life doesn't feel sad all the time, okay? So what's the first string that comes up in my own heart, okay? We're just going to do this together. Okay. Okay. What it is a childlike energy. It reminds me of my childhood and I'm angry about something. I don't even know what I'm angry about. It's literally what comes back to me when I touch this thread is like a 3 or 4-year-old and pouting in a corner, okay? What echoes back when I feel like I am this 3 or 4-year-old pouting in a corner, what echoes back is I can never say anything right. And whatever I say, it's translated wrong, or it never comes out the way that I want people to receive it. And so then I'm judged for an illusionary thing called speech. And all I have to work with is speech in order to be understood. So the words that I use have to be so important in order for it to register exactly the same in somebody else as it is registering inside of me. And I can't do it. So that's literally the anger. So what prompted this? I don't know. But this is something that is creating a disharmony in my heart right this second. I didn't even know it was there. But I chose to be present in my body. I chose to say I'm going to release energetic attachments. I'm going to dissolve them, okay? Release is like, I'm just going to let it go and have no idea what that was about. I personally like to understand what this stuff is. It just makes my life feel more enriched because I'm learning more about me. So you can just disconnect. It doesn't matter if you know or not. I personally find that knowing more about it helps me understand more about myself. I just like that, okay? So I am this child. I am this pouty experience. But I'm also the me that's touching this thread inside my own heart and saying, I love you. So this part of me is still pouting and crying and feeling like nobody understands me and I might as well just not say anything at all. It's interesting because I got this is a Christmas gift. It's from the dollar store. My kids got it for me. I love this candle. It's a throat chakra candle, okay? I've been lighting it a lot. And I kind of misplaced it and it just sort of found its way back to me in the last couple months. And so I've been lighting it and it's a throat chakra candle. And this is kind of a throat chakra thing. I'm just going to stay with it until she doesn't feel misunderstood anymore, okay? And all I do is just continue to feel that energetic connection with what appears to me, what I feel when I explore the threads inside my own heart, okay? Already it's starting to dissolve. It's starting to be okay now. All right? And as I dissolve this in my heart, I'm dissolving anything that you have an interconnection with inside your heart because we're collectively connected to each other. So when there's trauma in the world today, when one individual is choosing to heal that trauma, we all heal from it. That's why healing is so important because we're all interconnected. The more of us that choose to heal in this way, the more we're actually helping the whole world and the whole universe. So you watching this and trying this technique out is actually helping me. It's helping the whole world. We all win by doing this, okay? I'm going to tell you quickly that if I go into my emotional gut, I look for threads or strings and I don't feel any. It's like kind of, it's an emotional place. So I experience emotions there and no real energetic chords. It's almost like I feel that in my heart. I can feel that in my throat and other places. But in my stomach, I don't feel threads or chords. I just feel kind of like a space of different emotional expressions, okay? So I'm going to go into my stomach. I'm just going to be present with my stomach. How do I become present with my stomach? I just choose to feel my stomach. So just feel your stomach. How do I feel my stomach? Well, you know where it's located, right? So just notice that place. Okay, very similar what's coming to me. It's another little girl and she's covered in it's almost like her tears are like a black goo and she feels stuck. And she has to get herself out and it doesn't feel right. How come nobody's here to help her? She's only 3 or 4 years old. She's going to have to get herself out of a situation that an adult really should be helping her get out of. She doesn't have anybody to help her. And she's crying and it's breaking her down, but it's also making her stronger because she's going to have to rely on herself. But there's trauma associated with this breakdown and rebuilding process at such a young age. So is this an energetic cord? Is this an energy attachment? This is me just simply allowing my energy field to communicate with me about what I'm most vulnerable about right now. And you might find a surprise when you choose to do this. Don't use your brain about it. Don't think what it might be. Just allow it to appear to you what it is, okay? I didn't know I had this going on inside myself, this sort of like repressed memories type stuff with my inner child. That's what I have going on. So I'm going to transmute that energy, okay? I'm teaching you how to transmute the stuff in your own chakras, how to do this. But you got to practice. You got to try. So as I transmute, it feels like a heavy ball, just like a packed in heavy ball of like dried up peanut butter or something, if that's even possible. It's like a weird compacted ball of organic material. I guess it is a stomach. It does digest food. See how I'm not judging it? See how I'm not saying anything? I'm just allowing it to be as it is. And all I'm doing is just being present with that. And if I feel myself becoming that energy, then I just become it. And I just let it happen, okay? It's almost dissolved. What's cool is there's a gateway opening up now. It's a gateway between my heart and my emotional gut. And it's a yellow, glowing yellow gateway. It's a rounded gateway. It's a horseshoe shape. Again, before I enter the gateway, I'm choosing to just be in my body, fully immersed in my body. I'm strongest when I am myself, fully immersed in this body that my soul chose to be in this life. When I'm fully immersed in this interdimensional universe. Not kind of here and kind of a lot of other places, but I'm here and I'm other places. What's interesting is this gateway is starting to become not intertwined with my heart and my emotional gut, but it's becoming its own separate space. And it's kind of behind me. Okay. What's interesting is I feel no more energetic connection with whatever that gateway was about. It's just going further and further away. It's just disappearing. I don't even feel its presence anymore. I don't even care about it. You may be like, well, what is that about? Let's go through it. I guess not, because I can't go through it. It's not meant to be gone through. It's just meant to be looked at, apparently. All right. Now what I'm going to do is disconnect from this whole conversation. And we're going to go visit Archangel Michael and then just see what he has to say, if he wants to share energy with us. But this here is my conversation and a little bit of demonstration, tips for you on how you can actually dissolve your own energetic cords. It may not be what you think it is. Just let it be what it is, okay? All right. Okay. I'm raising my vibration big time. Like, I feel like I'm going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. My soul is still perfectly in tune with my body, but I feel like I'm just going really, really vibrationally high above my head. What's interesting is Archangel Michael is everywhere. So he's at every dimension. And he's showing me that as I go really high, something in the way of I'm expanding my aura so that I am more connected to him as he is everywhere. So the more expanded I am, the more open I am, the more tuned into myself I am, the more connected to his energy. It reminds me of times where I've felt hurt. It happens. You ever feel hurt and you just want to curl up in a ball and just freaking hide under a rock and just not exist anymore? That is when you're closing everything off. You're closing off your chakras, you're closing off your aura, you're closing off everything. And you're becoming squished into a tiny little ball. You have to open up. It's one of the hardest things you can do is open up when you feel like that. You have to open up. You have to be stronger than that. And you are stronger than that. How is Archangel Michael going to reach you if you're all curled up in a ball? That means you're giving everybody the cold shoulder, even if you don't mean to be. You're just hurting. You're like a wounded animal. How else are you supposed to deal with it? You have to breathe. You aren't a wounded animal. You have to breathe. Everything that happens in your life that feels like it's wounding you is actually breaking down ego, breaking down all of these old belief systems and helping you become stronger, helping you to grow. So you have to embrace the hardship, not resist it, not complain about it, embrace it. Okay? And then let yourself become that much stronger. Something that I've learned along the way, I actually have the ability to inhale negative energy and transmute negative energy in the light inside myself. And now I become more light. It's true. So you have the ability to inhale anybody's negative energy and become brighter from it. If you want to, it's like putting another log on the fire of love, okay? We also can become subjected to a lot of negative energy and it just breaks us down, breaks us down, breaks us down, breaks us down. How do you avoid that? How do you protect yourself from that? You have to be the Archangel Michael in your own life. You're going to have to be the source of light that person needs inside themselves and continue to be a representative, an advertisement of love and light every single day. And how do you not break down? Because there's so much negativity in this world. How do you not break down? I'm teaching you techniques on how to not break down. Be completely present in your body. Meditate and relax. Connect with your heart and find out what weird thing is going on in there. Oh, weird. 3 or 4-year-old version of myself pouting in a corner. I mean, that's existing right now inside of me, but it isn't now. I just transmuted it, but this is a type of stuff that needs to get cleared out. And then you can get a little throat chakra candle sometimes and just light it and it makes you feel good. Stuff like that always makes us feel good. Okay, back to Archangel Michael. Expanding our auras so we can feel more connected to all that he is all that we are as well. There's no separation here. There's no Archangel Michael is out there. Archangel Michael is inside here, inside of us already. So now he's showing me if you're curling up into a ball, feel the Archangel Michael inside yourself, giving you the strength to unknot it, unravel, to breathe, to relax, to say, I'm not going to go there. Okay? Let the Archangel Michael from within you now help you to open up, help you to expand your aura, help you to open your chakras, help you to embrace the experience. This experience is not hurting you anymore, okay? I'm not hurt by this experience anymore. I'm embracing it. And I'm going to let it teach me what I need to learn and become stronger and more amazing from it, okay? That's how we help the world. We become brighter from our experiences. Okay. This conversation is making my nose itch. Okay. Okay, what next, Archangel Michael? All right. Do you feel present with the Archangel Michael inside your heart? You don't have to say yes to that. If you need to take a moment, just pause the video and feel your heart, just like I showed you and gave you an opportunity to experience that, okay? I'm giving you language to help you to figure out how to do this. I'm hoping this language, hoping it's helping. Okay, I know what it's like to be a beginner and try to figure out, like, how do I visualize? I don't see anything. That was something I struggled with. And then I realized I was seeing everything, but I was seeing it in a different way. Didn't have to be fully full of color. I could feel it. And by feeling it, I could become aware of what it was. And that's how I see, okay? We all see with different techniques. All right, present with the Archangel Michael inside my heart. I just feel my heart, and I feel the truth that Archangel Michael is in my heart, and I'm okay with that. In fact, I welcome that. I feel safe with that. That makes me feel happy. Because I love Archangel Michael, and I feel loved by Archangel Michael. And now I feel the expansion of my aura becoming even more amplified, more true to me. And it is getting more expanded above my head, below my feet, in every sacred direction within myself. And I feel myself almost like my soul that is in my body. I feel the Archangel Michael within me becoming a part of who I am. And that he's not standing before me, but he's standing within me, in my own shoes, with me. And I'm safe to have difficult experiences. And I don't have to be hurt by those experiences. I don't have to be. Because when you choose to be hurt, that's your choice. Trust me, there's a lot of experiences that it's like, it wasn't my choice. It was hurtful. So stop telling me it's my choice. Now, stop it. Making excuses. Because you're full of light and you're strong. Now, empower yourself with the truth and choose to be that truth. And attract more of that light into your life by standing in your truth. Because you're full of light and you attract light into your life. You don't attract negativity unless you want it, unless you believe you do. Stop believing you do. You attract light, you attract love, you attract amazing experiences. And you choose to take the 5 minutes of time, couple times a day, to just feel yourself in your body again. Spend time with your heart. See what weird stuff comes up. Feel the Archangel Michael within you expanding, okay? You know what's cool? The light of Archangel Michael is helping us tune. It's like an attunement to our own inner light to help us remember our light, our natural light. And there's some kind of shell that I'm being shown, and he's busting the shell off of me with his light as he's helping to attune me to my own light. See, he's helping to attune you to your own light. Because we forget ourselves along the way. It's a very hard life here on earth, okay? But it doesn't have to be, because we can learn the techniques in order to be strong here, all right? So it's breaking a shell for all of us. And he defines this shell as being afraid to be ourself, being afraid to be our natural light. An idea that's coming to me, something that I always found peculiar, is all right, so kids, if you're innocent, that's kind of a bad thing. You don't want to be considered an innocent person because you're boring, or you're not very fun, or you're not very interesting, you're too innocent, okay? Maybe you guys know what I'm talking about. And then if you're tough, if you can take a punch and give a punch back, if you can stand your ground, if you can talk shit to somebody, like people are attracted to strong people. But for some reason, being innocent and pure does not make you strong. It makes you weak and pathetic and stupid. And there's something of this kind that I have witnessed in my own life. I was considered this innocent, pure person. And you don't make friends very easily when you're an innocent, pure person. That is a bad thing, okay? So I was afraid to be myself. because I didn't want to feel like I was rejected. So I wanted to be what, helped me to fit in more. So I dyed my hair black. I had my nose pierced. I have a tattoo. I used to straighten my hair. I did all the things that like a teenagers or 20 years old does, to be whatever idea they want to project. That's the shell, right? So what shells do we have here that we all need to break down to be our true light? And to be truly innocent and pure is the most beautiful we could ever be, because it's the most true to our light that we could ever be. There's no dirt in there. And there's no need for dirt. It can be just exactly what it is. And we can use that light to heal others just by being our completely pure, innocent selves. And if that makes other people want to break us down and belittle us and bully us, that's because they're afraid of the light. And that means they're afraid of how beautiful we are and how bright and angelic we are. And that's why we just continue to be ourselves. And then continue to be an advertisement of being honestly, authentically our angelic light. That helps heal the whole world. Because the one thing we're most afraid of is being ourselves. I don't understand it, but it's true. I'm constantly trying to figure out in what way am I avoiding being myself, and I have no idea that I'm doing it. And I'm trying to tune into who am I really, and trying to be more a reflection of that for all of you, for me, for everybody in my life, for the whole world. So it's important. I mean, look at all the different ways that the world has sort of persecuted human beings for being different over the years. Being Jewish, go to the concentration camp, being a homosexual. Let's get rid of those people, for being just not even being different, like just being natural, being whatever they felt a connection with as part of their identity and their truth. There's nothing wrong with this. I do feel we're working and getting better with it. Because it's not as a vulnerable topic anymore. It's not as crucified, But what about just being purely ourselves and being happy? And knowing how to be happy. Being the light for everybody because we can be. All right. I'm going to just chill out and connect with Archangel Michael one more time, and let's just see what happens here. I feel myself at every age I've ever been. Even old age that I'm not familiar with in my own conscious awareness. But apparently I'm an old-aged person right now. I'm all ages of myself. And I see the bodies dissolve, and the light is all that remains. There's a baby me, there's a toddler me, there's a child me, there's a teenager me, there's a 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Like, there's old me. And the bodies just go away, and all that remains is light and my soul. And I'm shown infection that destroys the body, but it doesn't destroy my soul. But I'm shown... okay, this is hard. I'm shown events that affect my soul, like an infection. And it's judgment. It's not feeling like I belong, not feeling like I fit in, not feeling like I even deserve to exist. I mean, it's like really persecuting myself in a very dark and twisted way. And somehow my soul has memories of this. But it's not actually my soul. It's the history, it's the story of my soul. And somehow the story of my soul, it's like my soul still feels connected or attached to certain lifetimes where I was never able to leave the suffering, like a fragment. And I remain in that fragmented experience, and part of who I am right now still lives with it at the soul level. And Archangel Michael is showing us the soul fragments, and then showing us the chords. And he says there's just so much sorrow. Do you want to feel the sorrow over events that you couldn't understand, that were too traumatizing, that were too terrible and too wrong? Can traumatize the soul, can brand into the soul in a way, which is where the fragment happens. It says none of us need to be tuned into past lives that even create future lives in order to work through the trauma. And as we heal those fragments of the past, we also heal the future. He's sending his light through us to a lot of different, like strings, okay? But they're really thick and full of light, actually. And we're starting to glow very bright. There's different ages of my soul having experienced different traumas that I'm having a hard time letting go. And I even develop personal beliefs about the world and people and myself in this world based on what is unresolved from other lives. And this is something we're not really going to understand. We're just going to send light and love into it with Archangel Michael. And just send what is like an angelic hug to all those parts of our soul. And the hug is exactly the nurture and the nourishment that soul needs at that time. And so it's basically like sending an archangel to all of those past selves, to all those fragmented parts of our souls. And we are reaching them by choice right now with Archangel Michael. And helping those parts of us to feel, see, experience the angel that is there, holding us, helping us to say it's time to move on now. It's time to let it go. It's interesting because as this dissolve happens, as this transmuting happens, I feel angry in my heart, like angry in my head, like angry that that the time isn't being taken to. It's like when something really wrong happens, and you just simply say, "I forgive, and I'm going to move on now." You have a part of yourself that's like, how dare I forgive that person? Screw them! No! But this energy is saying yes. Because you can hold on to that for thousands of years, thousands of lifetimes. Is it worth it? Saying, I forgive you, I forgive myself, I'm done, as soon as you can, and choose to see what's on the other side of that event is going to bring blessings to you. So we're reaching the parts of us that couldn't forgive, that could not move on, that could not heal emotionally from that experience. And some of these are really hard. I mean, really, really hard. But we're already in this experience. We don't even remember. We don't need to carry the energetic weight. All we need to do is say, I forgive. Every experience, I forgive myself. I'm choosing unconditional love for myself and for everybody involved. And let's all move on. No energetic cords, no karma. Let's all move on. I don't feel the anger in my heart or my third eye anymore. I feel reborn. I feel bright. It's not necessarily the innocence, but the strength that I feel and the courage that it takes to forgive, to choose unconditional love, to rise above, or to just transmute it right then and there. I can feel I'm already coming back to myself. I'm more human now. I'm feeling myself becoming more human now and less tuned into this process of healing. I feel like I've been given the gift of a new breath of air, a fresh new breath of air today. Like I am a baby taking my first breath of air. Because when you heal that much, you are like a brand new person. All right, that's what I have to share. I hope you found this message helpful, transformative. Thank you so much for watching, for supporting my channel. If any of you are interested in exploring a psychic session with me, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. I also have 2 other YouTube channels. You can check me out at Abbey Psychic Services and Zodiac Energy Readings. I'm also on Patreon. I'm doing live streams out there. You can join my Patreon community at patreon.com/AbbeyNormalsWisdomQuest. All right. Thank you all for watching and have a great day.